Thank y'all for coming to today's build. I want to introduce y'all to one of Boston's finest, the world's finest, a pillar of light in today's diluted hip hop landscape. I want y'all to meet Red Amandala.
Yo,
Peace, guy. Peace.
peace. How you doing, man?
Hey, doing great, man. Thank you for hopping on the call, bro.
No problem, man.
Thanks again. Alright, but let's get into the little interview thing now.
All right, man. Bet.
I think for like most people who gonna be listening to this, they might not know who you are. So I think just giving like a short little where you from, where you based out of, so the people know what's up type shit.
Um, it's Red Amandala. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, New England, northeast coast of the United States. I've been rapping for about 8 years. Started doing poetry first. Got into rap kind of slowly, and then it's pretty much how I got here.
And do you feel like growing up like in Boston that affected the way you approach your music or just your view of the world a lot?
Um, I never really thought about that before. I feel like a lot of the things I talk about in my music are like universal to people that experience the things that I experience. You know, for the type of person I am. I feel like a lot of the things that like I experience are universal. But there are some things that, yeah, Boston definitely did have some impact. Of course, like where you are is gonna have some impact on your music, how you sound
Yeah.
to a certain extent. But yeah, that's actually a good question. I never thought about that. I guess yeah, some of the phrases I be using Boston phrases like in Boston, like in LA they say dead homies.
Yeah.
Um, what does New York say? Dead ass.
Yeah.
Boston we say dead dogs. So dead dogs.
Oh, I
We
ain't
also
heard
refer
that
to
before.
we refer to Boston as the Bean. I'm from
Yeah.
Dorchester, so that's Dot. South
Uh,
Boston is Southie.
like it's more like the
Um,
regional dialect that's like affecting it.
yeah. We don't
Yeah.
got much regional dialect, but we got a few things. Like if something's like awesome, we'd be like, "That's wicked, dude." Like that's
Oh,
wicked.
yeah. I've heard that
They wouldn't
before.
say dude, but they'd be like, "Yeah, that's wicked, kid." We say kid a
Yeah.
lot too. Like that's wicked, kid. Some shit like that.
You said you started with poetry. Was there a certain moment where you decided I want to start making music, or was it more of like a gradual process where like you started doing the poetry and it kind of evolved into where you at now?
Um, I think I started with poetry first because I didn't have the confidence to immediately start off rapping.
Okay. I think for a lot of people, it's almost like they prefer almost to start with rapping because poetry seems so much more like sincere, like so much more nature.
Yeah, that's why it was good to start off with poetry first because it's like I'm learning how to be like vulnerable and shit through poetry and shit like that. Like
Yeah,
rap you can be a lot less vulnerable. So me like learning how to be mad vulnerable in poetry, it definitely helped me
yeah, it
how to
definitely.
say tough things about myself.
Mm-hmm.
How to like really like sit with like what I think about and shit like that.
Yeah,
It made it easier when I started to be rap where I could be a little bit more braggadocious. And it's way easier to be braggadocious than it is to be vulnerable. That's
exactly.
the human
Yeah,
species.
yeah, yeah. Because a lot of people, is exactly as you just mentioned, it's easy to like be braggadocious and to kind of mask your insecurities, but it's hard to like.
Yeah. I also do think like I didn't really have the opportunity to rap when I started writing poetry. Um
Mm,
like I didn't have access to like studios and shit. But like it was like low key by design because it was like I didn't have access to studios. I was young, I couldn't afford studio time. So
yeah.
like but then I met my friend. I met one of my close friends through another close friend of mine and he had like a little mic set up in his basement. So then I just started there.
Okay, yeah, now I see it was like a kind of product of your environment and of the circumstances in a way.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both.
That's nice to hear that you like. started out with kind of almost the most vulnerable way, and that kind of, because you told me this yesterday, but that kind of does put some things in perspective with like your music, because it's like your sound is so mature and it's like so, like not a lot of people at any age can just speak about topics in the openness that you can speak on it with.
Yeah.
I wanted to.
You know when?
Nah, tell me.
Nah, it was just I was just thinking this because like the majority of my life I like been like a decent writer. I read like a decent amount as a kid.
Yeah.
Like it really sometimes blows my mind that like some people really can't say what they want to say.
Nah, yeah. You
Or
definitely
like
have a
really
gift.
express how they feel like in a way that like makes sense to everybody else in the room.
Yeah, for sure. Like that's to you that probably seems like almost like a natural form of expression, but for a lot of people
Yeah.
that's something that seems unfathomable. Like it's impossible to even imagine doing that.
It's kind of like math. 'Cause it's like some person that
Word.
like is like a mathematician, they do math all the time. So like when they throw out a math equation to a random person, they be like, "How do you not know this? Everybody
Yeah, 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 yeah.
do X,
Word.
Y, and Z." You know, it's low key that too.
Yeah, word for is that's a great analogy actually. That's a great analogy. You know, I actually also wanted to ask you because that's also how I found your music to like your collaborations with like other local artists and also non-local artists. But like how important is it to you to like work with these people around you and to kind of build you part of like a label with your homies?
Yeah, my friends, Nico Jackson and Swizzy, we got we started this thing called SoulRecipe.
Bro, that's so sick because that's such a thing that like it's almost gone in today's like hip hop landscape in a way. That like people just starting up their own record labels and trying to do it together instead of I'm trying to get as much buzz so I can sign to the big label and then we'll see.
Yeah, nah, they no, you're completely right. You're completely right about that because for a long time, I still low key think like this sometimes, but like at first I wasn't really making music to like get signed.
Mm-hmm.
I was just making music. And it didn't really hit and then like the whole label thing didn't really hit my head until like I was like 4 or 5 years into making music. And I was like, all right, like I need something to show for it.
Yeah,
But
okay, and that
it
yeah, I
was
see
low
what
key
you.
by design though, because I
Mm-hmm.
met Nico and Jackson. I met Nico first. And Nico, who's like the heart of SoulRecipe, like he does all the merch. He makes the posters.
Ah,
He
you
does
make the
everything.
posters.
Like all
Oh,
the
sick,
creative
sick.
direction and shit. At least for me, specifically, like he helps me with pretty much everything I do. Like this last project was like one of the first projects where like I didn't run. Was the first project in the whole Soul
Mm-hmm.
Recipe where I didn't run like the cover through him or what songs I was gonna use. I just told him, yo, I might have just dropped some music. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay, but that's sick where y'all kind of
but
everybody
yeah,
got their own skills and y'all kind of like aiding each other to like get the bigger
yeah.
product done.
Yeah, but like you said, it was better. It's better from to do it with your friends than to do it with some random stranger from like $1 billion company, and you
Word,
think that
word.
dude cares about you. But I don't know.
You mentioned Jackson for the people who might not know who that is. That's your producer. I have to just say
Yeah,
this: one of the illest producers I've ever heard. I'm not just saying that because I'm on the call with you, but like I
yeah.
know he got some crazy samples because the samples he be throwing in
We
there,
can't talk about samples too much, bro. I don't want them people to run down on niggas, man. I got a lot of samples in my music, bro.
bro.
I low key gotta stay underground, bro. If I ever like really go crazy and blow up, them niggas is coming for their money, bro.
Word, word, cause you.
Oh, bro, they coming for their money, bro. Because it's
Oh
like if I
God.
ever do really, really, really well, like get to a certain point, like I have a lot of samples in my music. I don't
Word.
know. I can't name you a song off the top of my head that doesn't have a sample in it by me. So it's really dangerous. We gonna hope and pray. We gonna hope that they fuck with the vibes and they mess with the mission and shit like that.
Nah, they
Yeah,
got to.
the
They got
samples, that shit low key be scaring me sometimes.
to.
No
Nah, I
cap.
get that. You scared to get that cease and desist type
Nah,
shit.
I don't want that cease and desist, bro. I'm gonna have to put all my music up on SoundCloud and not make money off of it,
Nah,
bro.
bro, you gotta go Bandcamp on them. Like
Yeah.
Mark Hami, send them things on Bandcamp for 9,000. People
Yeah,
pay.
no cap. That might be the only way they get their money is if I start moving like, you know what I'm saying?
But people will buy it because in your music, you really bring it back to like the root of hip hop and like the essence of hip hop. Less in the sense of like you don't have like 90s sounding beats. Like the sound of it is very today and it's very new and it's very like still innovating because it's not even today. But the material of what you rap about and just how like from the conversation we've had as well, like your view on hip hop and like the way you approach it, that just shows that like there's a deep rooted understanding of like the root, like the knowledge foundation, like where it really started. And in your music, you often make reference to like a lot of black revolutionary movements and freedom fighters. How important do you feel like it is for you to preach these values in your music? Or is it not even a choice you do, but it's more of like a product of your upbringing and it's just that's how you always express yourself?
Nah, it's a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like being black is like it's so like ingrained into like the person I am to some extent. To the point where it's like I don't even really like it be on my mind so much that even when I'm not thinking about it, I'm low-key subconsciously thinking about it.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely like for me as a white man speaking it, I think that's like the biggest privilege you have as like a white person is the fact that you shouldn't, but like if you really want to, you can live in ignorance. Like from your perspective, you don't have that choice of like you said, you live with it. Like you live in that reality of it. You make reference to a lot of like, it's stuff where most people might not know about these things. Is that you reading books or is that coming from like your parents getting taught down to you?
Some of it's from my parents. I say about 40% of it is from my parents, probably, 50% of it is from my parents, like 25 each parent.
Yeah, okay,
and then
I see.
The other 50 is me like going through life, seeing stuff. I read a couple of books. I think my sixth grade science teacher, he was a white dude too. Mm-hmm. He seen where I was going with life, and he gave me the Revolutionary Suicide book by Huey P. Newton. In sixth grade. So I was like low key turned out since that. No cap.
Okay, yeah, he got you right with that one.
And like they already seen I was going in that way because I used to like not get in arguments, but I used to like try to really discuss because like I grew up in Boston and like some people in Boston be like mad racist.
Yeah.
Some people be like racist but like tolerable, like they'll just tolerate black people, but they're not like necessarily going out their way to like hang out with them or understand them. I was like arguing, like having discussions with kids in class on like why they think the way they do. Because like me, it's like almost on some psychology shit. Like I just want to like learn like why, like what makes you really like what makes that tick in you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's easy for me to understand what makes it tick in me, like why I'm black and why I feel a certain way when I'm in certain situations and shit like that. I'm aware of that, but like you said, like they could choose to live in ignorance. So like I just want to understand their ignorance to a certain degree. Even though that doesn't make sense. As I'm getting older, I'm realizing that like some shit just don't make sense to you and it never will. Like it's not for me to understand. But nah, that shit just me going through life, living in Boston. You know what I'm saying? I got called the N-word when I was like 6 years old. So it's like
you got
honestly from that moment you're turned out. Like there's nothing that's gonna make you go back to like being a certain way. And it's like to make it even deeper, bro, like even little things about like where I live, like I got called the N-word when I lived in like a nice part of Boston, like a nice neighborhood in Boston. I got called the N-word there. And that person ended up moving away from the house and never talking to my family or my friend's family again. It was like I still felt mad safe over there. And like I go back to the hood and I'm scared of niggas.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I feel safe with people that might not even accept me. It's like a
Yeah.
weird, it's like a mental fuck, bro. It's like, it's the craziest shit when I start breaking it down, bro. I can go on for hours about that shit. But that shit really, like, when you really think about it, like, we feel safer against people that don't even want us than amongst our own people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's some crazy shit to think about. But it is what it is, though. And it's like every young nigga's dream is, yo, I'm gonna make it out the hood. Make it out the hood and go where? To somewhere where niggas don't like you?
Yeah, people be wanting to leave,
like,
but then
you can stay in the hood, and somebody look like you is gonna kill you. It's like, who do you really just want to be killed by at the end? You know, I can talk about, like I said, like, you didn't even say much for me to go on that shit. That shit just be so entangled in my brain, no cap.
But that's like that kind of further proves the your first answer to the first question I asked about, like, if it is a conscious choice for you, and clearly it's not. It's like you said, it's like it's ingrained in you, and like you said, from the moment you were 6 years old and that experience happened, like you turned on, you can't turn that back off and like not be aware of these things.
Yeah.
And you just mentioned that like your high school, no sorry, primary school is it then? I think your teacher he gave you the UEP Newton book.
Yeah.
Do you have like any other book recommendations for like people who might be unknowing about these type of topics, or especially like maybe from here because
What's a good book?
Yeah.
Let me think. Sometimes I most like since I've been out of high school, I be reading books and not finishing them. Like I be like flipping a random page, reading little excerpts and shit like that. What's a good book? Somebody gave me a heavy ass book. I think it was my grand auntie. She gave me the New Jim Crow.
Oh.
I was like 17.
Mhm.
And then I also got this book called Why Do All the Black Kids Sit Together During Lunchtime and Shit.
I think I've heard about that book. I've not read it, but I recognize the title.
Yeah, that shit is crazy. That book was it was about segregation, but then later in the book it was like about self-segregation, like how segregation prompted self-segregation.
I don't fuck with you, hop in the hole. Climb 6 feet deep, fuck poetry, I'm popping the pole.
We ain't from them gentrified regions. Dude Nubian on my square, don't need no closure, we never even. It's decent though, it's never hard for myself. Said Brody, keep a pole, I'm talking burners on the belts. Don't watch. Official of the
As someone who makes music and is actively releasing music as well, what is like your perspective on the hip hop scene right now? Because you have like a lot of people speak about the golden era of like the underground music right now, because you have so many like amazing artists coming
I'm
up.
tapped into both the undergrounds. It's crazy. The friends that I grew up with, like the friends that I had before SoulRecipe,
Yeah.
my close friends, I'm gonna say 101 Soldier, Ace Tana, my boy E. He don't really be making music no more. He just like mainly produce. His name is Chief Bacon, but he don't eat pork no more. And then we got, who else? We got my boy Rocco. He don't really be dropping music either. But that, like the 5 of us together, we were one rap, which stands for it stood for, like, it was the acronym for our names.
Oh,
but,
okay.
It was like an acronym for our names, but like all of the first letter of each one of our names.
Yeah,
I see. I started with them, so like, but like they grew into like the whole trap or like the underground. That like, I don't know who that made people in that underground, like the Ken Carson, Destroy Lonely.
Yeah, okay, like that type
like that new wave of rappers. I'm tapped into that underground, but me personally, myself, I never felt comfortable making that type of music. So I low-key went towards like the Earl Sweatshirts, the Aldovinos, fucking I went in like a whole nother direction. But it's cool that I'm like tapped into both though.
Yeah, it's cool that you
I see like shit like Nine Vicious, and then I also, which is crazy, but like I see niggas like Nine Vicious, and then I also know people like I don't know, like Stove God Cooks.
Oh, bro, Stove God Cooks is one of the best though out right now. I fuck with Stove God heavily as well. But I think it's because we also spoke about it yesterday a bit. I think it's super
I
nice.
rock Marciano in The Alchemist.
Oh yeah, that's you named
Yeah.
two of the like pioneers of like the whole movement that's now finally getting
Yeah.
the right recognition. You just named like maybe two of, if not the biggest pioneers of that whole wing in hip hop now.
Mhm. But what specific underground were you referring to when you asked the question?
When I asked the question, I was just speaking about how in general I've seen a lot of people with artists like Mike and like Mike's crew, like that 10K crew with like Neon Tay and Sideshow and Mike Schaub and like that whole crew. I've seen a lot
Yeah.
of people online refer to it as kind of like a underground rap renaissance, which kind of got ushered in by like the Cause and like Rock Marciano and maybe Billy Woods in like early 2010s. And then you had
Yeah.
like the Currency albums with Alchemist and like it seems like in a way hip hop is slowly, or at least part of the movement is going back to like the root of it, where it's like you bring in the knowledge, the production is like actually thought of and is sampling classic joints and flipping it and screwing it and just like what hip hop should be, like remixing arts together to create like a new form.
I hope so. I'm low key over there, so I hope I hope it gets as much shine as it can get.
Hey, we hope to bring as much shine to that as possible, bro, because that's what hip hop should be. But like,
What would you call that genre of rap? They call it the Renaissance. I call it like alternative rap. Like,
I don't even be knowing what to call it. Me personally, I refer to it as fine art rap. That's how I be referring it with the homies, because I feel like hip hop in general is like such a fine art form because there's such a nuance and there's so many, like if you do it correctly, there's so many references and nuances you like. It's similar to when you go to a museum and you have to kind of like, I came from a art school, so like when you go to a museum you sometimes need to know about like these classical art movements to really understand a piece.
yeah.
And that's how I feel
I
about
used
like,
to work in the museum.
oh word, oh that's
I worked
sick.
at the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston.
Oh sick.
But people know about the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston. When I was working there, like I think like one of my first years working there, I worked there for like 2-3 years.
Sick.
My first year they had the Basquiat exhibit,
Oh, that's beautiful. Like a
Lady Pink. This dude, I can't remember this dude's name. It was like King or it was like yeah, it was fucking crazy as hell.
oh shit.
Ram LZ, yeah, Ram LZ. I can't.
I went to that exhibit.
Yeah, that exhibit was crazy.
That was legendary.
Yeah, I like, and every time like they would release this from work, they're like, "Hey guys, if you ever want to just go to the exhibit by yourself, your badges, you can just tap your badge and you'll
Oh,
go
they
in."
let y'all go in?
Bro, I was in every exhibit in them. I was in every exhibit.
That's sick, bro.
I was at the Basquiat exhibit every day after work, just looking at shit. I'm mad that like I don't even got those pictures on my phone no more.
Hey, but
I
that's
think I had a different phone at the time. I don't even got those pictures no more.
Can I hear a round of applause for the Black Pack Raws? Held me down when the times got hard. Puff dank when the bank notify on my car. Supplements, creatine ain't gon' make you niggas hard. Cruise control when the goals on the other end. Lost some battles, my war game is dominant. Old kicks, vintage wear, dab side, innovative. Soothe the lady, use my face as a room chair. Hard my eyes, I'm surprised that you've been the one. Stop the cappy, last one, couldn't get it done. Old classmates tell me I'm a prodigy, but can't no nigga ever get the rhythm out of me. Play my song, play my song, play my song. Niggas came, they was sniffing on the logs, dog. Play my song, play my song, play my song.
what's your main drive right now as an artist?
My next goal is to live off of the music.
To just live off of the music. That would be
Yeah, I want to be comfortable. I want to be able to do adult things with music money. I don't want to be on no bullshit. But yeah,
yeah. So you can
nigga,
just
that's asking for a lot apparently in this world. But nah, I think I can do it. I know I can do it.
for sure, bro.
I'm
For
watching
sure.
somebody do it right now. I'm out here going to post office for Francis Smith making bread. I'm out here. I'm watching him do it. He's actually doing it currently.
Get my shout out there.
Yeah, shout out to Vino, man.
Oh, he there with you?
Yeah, I'm in Vino crib right now.
Hey, give my blessings to everybody over there. I don't know who else is in the building, but my blessings and
You
shout
know,
outs.
and we just chilling. I didn't want to do this interview at home because I feel like my family would just barge in. They'd just be on some.
Yeah,
You
I
know what I'm
was.
saying? My dog might start barking.
Hey, but that's
Somebody might bang on the door. Like, yo, these FedEx people been really aggressive lately. They be banging on the door, dropping the package.
getting aggressive. All right.
Literally happened when I was on the phone with you yesterday, bro.
Yeah, facts.
They
Somebody
started
did.
banging on the door, and it was just a package. And he looked at me and left. I was like, wow. Yeah, I thought it was police.
Yeah, shit. Bro, that's what I thought. I ain't gonna lie. That's what I thought when I heard
Yeah,
that
I
bang.
was like, yo, wait.
I said, damn, not today.
Yeah, but nah, what was you saying? But nah, I just want to live off the music. That's perfect.
I got like one or two more questions and I'm gonna round it off and all that. I kind of want to ask you, and we already spoke about this yesterday, but like, I kind of want to ask you, what is like, and you already mentioned a few names earlier as an answer to a previous question, but like, what is some artists that like you're listening to right now that are motivating you at the moment, that like you hear their stuff and even though it might not be in your musical, like the area that you occupy in, but just that impresses you or like that you feel like, yo, this deserves a little extra light.
My boy Swizzy got a song with this rapper named Monday Night.
Mm-hmm.
He sent me the unreleased file to it. Didn't even say nothing. He just dropped it in the chat. I was like, word. This Swizzy don't say much. He just do the shit and then just show niggas.
Yeah, he seemed like the kind of laid back, quiet in the back, but
And he's mad. I thought, once I get around new people, I thought I was laid back. He's like laid back. Yeah, that's why I fuck with him though. But he got this song on Monday Night. It's gonna come out pretty soon. I think that shit gonna be fire as hell.
Before I stop recording now, I want to give you like a little minute, 30-second, whatever you want to like shout out or shine any light on anything else that you want to mention, people, stuff, whatever. This is your floor now.
Yo, Red Amandala. Red Amandala. AMANDALA. Red Amandala. Rock with me. That's me everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Soldier in the Garden. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Swizzy, Abbott Jackson. Spanish Moss out now. You know what I'm saying? We got merch. So get some merch. You know what I'm saying? This what it is, man. Let's just do it, man.
All right, bet.
I don't know what to say, bro.
Hey, that's perfect, bro. That's perfect. This is my first time doing this shit too.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for coming. I'm gonna stop the recording. I want to sincerely thank everybody who stayed until the end. I've been listening to Red Amandala's and SoulRecipe music for years, and I could never shut up about it to the homies, so I wanted to share their amazing art with more people, so yeah, that's it. Peace to all the gods and the earths. Don't forget to do the knowledge.